Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Kate and I'm just a hopeless romantic that loves to read. So from the title, we're going through my May reading wrap up. Now, I did exceptionally well this month with how many I read. I read 14 books. Well, technically only like 3 of them were like physical, or the rest were on my Kindle. But we're going to completely disregard that piece of information because my next video is going to be my TBR and going through every single book there. So we're just not going to dwell on the shame. We've had a good month. I've had really good series finishes this month. I read an entire series. I think I finished 2. I started a couple. Yeah, I had a good month. I don't think I have a bad book this month. So if you're ready for glowing positive reviews and recommendations, then you are in the right place. So yeah, without further ado, grab a drink, get cozy, and let's get on into this video. So I read my book club read, which is We Who Will Die. Now this was a good fun time. This follows Arvel. She is just trying to survive and protect her brothers in a extremely dangerous district within the Empire. Now she ends up making a bargain, a blood bond with a vampire, and her mission is to kill the Emperor. Now, to get even close to the Emperor, she has to go into these arena trial challenges, things like, think gladiators, Colosseum, that's the vibe, okay, with these extremely powerful vampires and magical creatures, well, not magical creatures, but the magical people as well. I forget what they're called. Yeah, that really carried this whole book for me, was the political intrigue, these trials, well, challenges, and the vampire part. It was so good. Now, Arvel, I really did like her as an FMC, like knowing her backstory, all the things she's lost, and then everything she's trying to protect now. It really puts weight on every single decision that she makes throughout this book, knowing what's at stake. Like, loved that. Now, T, I wasn't really obsessed with. I'm not sold on him, okay? And then we have Rorik. I wanted more, okay? Now, their 2 brotherly dynamics, look, with the amount of tension and like just antagonizing that they had going on together, I just wanted more. They were very much giving discounted Damon and Stefan Salvatore. Like, I know a lot of people have actually agreed with me on that statement. But yeah, that's pretty much what they were given. So when I hit like the middle, that's where it kind of lost me a bit. But when I got back to the end and the conclusion, well, color me intrigued for book 2. And now that is what you want from a fantasy romance, right? You want people to actually be excited to pick up book 2 to see where it goes, okay? We're not left on too much of a cliffhanger or anything like that, but it's more like, oh, color me intrigued to continue this series. That's where I'm at with this. A lot of potential and build up and world building that has happened in this book to make book 2 phenomenal. So I will be continuing this, and I do recommend this. I actually did the audio and I had a good fun time. So following off the series that I was reading in May by Catherine Cowles, the Tattered and Torn series, I read book 3, which is Hidden Waters. So this one follows Addison and Beckett. So Beckett is the brother. He is a gruff but gentle doctor, okay? And now Addison is the best friend to Everly in the first book and was at the cult farm that they all started off with. She escaped, which we find in book 2, and she has a home now on Hayes's property with Everly. Yeah, now Beckett's house has been renovated, so he needs a place to stay, so they end up being roommates for a little bit. Now, these are both MCs that have trauma and are dealing with a lot of grief and healing, which I can so respect. So watching these 2 kind of step back and relearn to trust, relearn to be there for another person, learn to be safe and love. Like, it was so beautiful and really just such a touching story to read about. And like the romantic suspense, obviously, so there's a suspense element to it, which really clocked me. But overall, it was a good time, this book. Then I read the 4th book, Shattered Seas. Now this is Laken and Bowden's book, and These two are my favorite. Okay, so we have Laken. She is an artist. She is dealing with a lot of loss and grief, but she also is a what is it? A physical illness rep girly. Okay, she suffers with pain with an accident she was in when she was in her late teens, an accident which she lost her then boyfriend, then who she thought was the love of her life. And then we have Bowden. He is a movie star. He's just trying to regroup. He lost someone very close to him as well, so he has that guilt and grief sitting on his chest as well. So he yeets on over to Wolfgat and he meets Laken. Now, they show up for one another, okay? And very much Bowden is always there, showing up for her consistently, and is so happy and content with receiving anything that she is willing to give. He doesn't push. He is so tender. He is so patient, and I think that's why this story was just so beautiful for me, and I loved these two together and their dynamic. Like, they were so soft and gentle with each other, and then when the suspense storyline took place, like, I felt safe as a reader. I was like, yes, I'm emotionally secure. I'm physically secure. I am loving this. I believe this. Like, yeah. I mean, I didn't see the suspense again. Catherine Cowles clocked me again. But other than that, this was my favorite story, favorite book of the series. If there is one book you read in the series, please let it be this one. Oh, so good. And then we have the last book in the series, book 5, Fractured Skies. Now, this is Shiloh and Ramsey's book. Shiloh is actually the girl that got kidnapped in book 1. So her parents have had her on tight reins. She just wants that freedom, that independence. Now, Ramsey, he owns a rehabilitation kind of ranch where he brings in those tortured animals, particularly horses, retrains them, gets them to gain trust again, and moves them on, or he keeps them. That's pretty much what they do. So these two both have a lot of pain and a lot of things that they're building and working through together, because Ramsey doesn't let anyone in. Shiloh refuses to pretty much let anyone in either, because she thinks they always have an agenda to keep her safe. So she just wants that freedom, that independence, and Ramsey is the person to give that to her. Now, this one is an age gap. It is a Grumpy X Sunshine. But there's so much more than just those tropes within this book, within all of these books, okay? Like, the protectiveness of these MMCs is something else. And I feel like every single story is different and unique with their own traumas and healing and working it through. Yeah, I think that this book was the perfect ending to this series. This series as a whole was just phenomenal, and I think it's always going to hold a special place in my heart, because it's the first series of Catherine Cowles that I've read, so it's one I'm always going to remember and probably always go back to. And like, I feel the same way with Laura Pavlov's Rosewood River series. Like, yeah, that's her newest completed one, and she has a whole lot of catalogue that I'm still working my way through, but like, that's the series that I'll forever remember. Like, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, that is the book, the series that got me back into reading. So what are your books? What are your series that have a special place in your heart? I really want to know. Now, like I said, I went on a holiday in May. I went to Bali for a week. So I had a flight over the entire week there. I think I did like 8 nights actually. And then I had a whole flight back. So we started and finished the Magnolia Falls series by Laura Pavlov. So we have the first book, Loving Romeo. This is Demi and Romeo's book. Demi has returned to town and she has opened up a cafe right next door to Romeo's boxing gym. Now, Romeo is a professional boxer. He has every right to hate Demi's family for the things that happened in the past. So this book is very much enemies to lovers. It's very much bad boy, good girl vibes. Like, these two have just so much chemistry. Like, it was oozing off the pages as I was reading it. I was in the chemistry, like, I could feel it. And the whole opposites attract dynamic, like, Romeo is broody, he's grumpy, he's protective, and then you've got Demi, she is so sweet, so kind, just so much sunshine in that girl. Ugh, match made. Then we have book 2, which is Wild River. This is River and Ruby's story. Now, River is a friend of Romeo. Like, all of these boys are all friends within these 5 books, okay? They have a ride or die friendship, okay? And they literally call themselves ride or die. They have a saying that they live by. They all have a tattoo. So That's how they're connected. So River is the attorney in this small town, and then we have Ruby. She's returned to the small town because her dad owns the bar. He is in hospital. I think he suffered a heart attack, if I remember, or a stroke, something similar to that. And she's looking after the bar now. She has deemed River public enemy number one for herself since day one. Now, River, on the other hand, since day one, has found himself obsessed with Ruby and is so completely fascinated by her attitude and independence that he's obsessed, okay? This man is obsessed. He's down bad from the beginning. Now, this book is such a playful book. Like, the flirtiness is borderline foreplay, really. The banter in this, the tension, the angst, like, oh God, this was a good fun time. Let me just say that. I swear every second book in Laura Pavlov's series have been funny, good time, just really flirty books. So that was this one. And then we have book 3, Forbidden King. So this is Kingston and Sailor's story. So Kingston and Sailor. Okay, so this is very much a brother's best friend. Okay, Sailor, she and Kingston have a connection back when they were younger, when they were in their teens. Something happened with Sailor and her brother Hayes, which is one of the boys, in their life, to the point where she had to stay with Kingston for a little bit. They built a connection over some stuff, which I think you should really read the book, because this was really quite good with the flashbacks and everything. Oh, so good. Anyway, they built a connection and something separated them, tore them apart. She's now back in town, and all these feelings are resurfacing. Now, their relationship is just built on the little things, right? Hidden notes, dandelions, like, oh, so beautiful. This man, if you love secret tattoos, this is the book for you. This one is definitely the acts of service book, okay? Oh, so good. Kingston, oh, Sailor, so good. They do have a secret relationship in this, and how it unfolds, like, yeah. It's a dramatic one, but it's a lovely one. I'll leave it at that. Then we have book 4, Beating Heart. Now, this is Nash and Emerson's story. I needed to read this series to get to their book because I was introduced to Nash, Emerson, and their kid Cutler, well, Nash's little boy Cutler, in Rosewood River. So Emerson is a part of the Rosewood River clan. She is a Chadwick before all of that went down in that series. We have Magnolia Falls, okay? Nash is a single dad to Cutler. He's about 6 at this time. He's also referred to as Beefcake. Oh, this little boy. He just knows. This little boy knows. So Emerson is his new pediatrician. She's moved to town to get away from things in the city. And then Nash is like, yep, cool. I'm not here for it, but it is what it is. Anyways, the connection that Emerson and Cutler form is just so beautiful. It melted my heart. And to see Nash's walls just crumble and let another woman into their life to build a life with, even if it was temporary at the start, was just, I was in awe of, okay? And I was very swoony towards the end when she needed to leave because her time was up on her pediatrician job. Yeah. This book, chef's kiss. Throughout this entire book, you can see that Emerson and Nash were just becoming each other's safety net, like for each other. And I love it when you can see two people not knowing that they're developing the same thing that each other needs at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just for me, that's something that is so beautiful and so sweet. I loved this. So we have the 5th and final book, Finding Hayes. So Hayes and Savannah used to be childhood best friends. Something split them up in their late teens or early 20s. I can't remember. I think they were in high school when she upped and left for her own reasons. But now she's back in town and she kind of needs to find a temporary husband, and Hayes is more than willing to help her out. So watching them reconnect and rebuild their friendship and then slowly see it turn back into this love, oh, so beautiful. I think this book just was everything that I needed to tie up this series so well. This was a fantastic marriage of convenience book. Okay, we have an inheritance thing that she has to be married to be able to get the full inheritance, and just the memories and the swooniness, like, and Hayes, it's always been her for him, and I love that trope. I really do. So if you want a series with emotionally supportive MMCs, found family in our FMCs, and then these friends that have become family over time, and you just see everything go through these interconnected standalones, then pick up anything by Laura Pavlov. Honestly, they're all freaking phenomenal. Now, this next book is such an anomaly with what I read, and it is Come Here, Darling by Crystal Howard, I think. This was just a change of pace for me, okay? This is set in Australia. I don't really read any Australian set books, if I'm being honest. So we have Amber. She has left Sydney. She just keeps driving and driving and driving until she gets to this small town, ends up getting work on a horse stud farm. And it was just such a nice change of pace and scenery from everything that I've read. I really enjoyed this book so much. It was such a cozy Australian farm read. So like our MMC Luke, he is just this silent, quiet, protective, grounded person. Like, he is so connected to the land and his farm and his heritage there and what it means to him. Like, it was just this different kind of pace and very realistic, because obviously I am in Australia. So I related to this and the culture and the way the little towns worked as well. Like, yeah, this was the slow-paced romance that I needed. If you really need a slow-paced romance that slowly builds, where she's just trying to find herself again, figure out her next step, and then you've got an MMC who is just there, who's supportive, who's protective, who's patient, this is for you. This is not fast-paced whatsoever, okay? We're on a farm, routine, we're going through the same shit, okay? We go to a rodeo here and there, and that's pretty much about it. There are side characters within the town and then on the farm as well. So there is a funny larrikin on the farm. It is a good book. It's just slower pace. So if you ever feel like just slowing down, relaxing, this is under 300 pages. I read it in one sitting and I'm in awe of it. This book really was a special read, and I read it at a time that I feel like I needed it in my reading journey, because I felt like I was slumping, and this saved me, okay? Highly recommend. And then I read The Deal by Elle Kennedy, because Off Campus came out when I was in Bali, but I had to finish off that series, and then I needed kind of like my, that palette cleanser in between. So after that beautiful slow-paced palette cleanser, I went into The Deal by Elle Kennedy. So I read this before I watched the show. I have a whole vlog on that too, by the way, if you want to go watch my live reaction to the book and then the TV show. Now, I'm not going to be talking too much about the TV show, but to me, the first 50% of the show was very much drawing inspiration from this book and its plot lines, and then it just had a mind of its own, just drawing inspiration. This book is different. So I'm going to treat it different. We have Garrett, we have Hannah. They get into an agreement to her to help him pass this class, because she was the only one that passed it. And he agreed to kind of be seen with her and be friendly with her so she can get another guy to notice her and make him jealous, okay? Because she needed popularity to be noticed. Garrett, being the ice hockey captain, definitely makes him popular. So I know this is marketed as fake dating, but to me it really wasn't fake dating. It was just an agreement that led to a friendship that turned into lovers. Now, Garrett Graham, this man was obsessed with her. And you could see it, but then he was like, no. She needs to do what she wants to do. I will not, stamp on her parade. And I really loved that. I loved Hannah and how she was and all the things she went through. Like, I appreciated and respected that. Also with Graham, everything that he went through as well. Like, I feel like these two were really made for each other to lean on one another when they needed it from what they went through. Ali, loved and adored her. She is such a good friend to Hannah, and yeah. Now, this book was written in 2015, so it was a throwback for me. I felt quite nostalgic reading this for the first time in 2026, knowing that I graduated in 2015. So I was like, Facebook. I swear Snapchat and Instagram were around in high school, but they weren't really huge. You know, they were just platforms then. They weren't the monsters that they are today. So yeah, very nostalgic, very much a friends to lovers by the end. They did have a friends with benefits situation going on, which I think fit really well. I really did enjoy this book for what it was. Compared to the TV show, that's a whole nother ball game because the ending is totally different. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, now you do. Yeah, I'm going to continue the series and see what happens because I know book 2 is Logan's, but then the series is going on to Ellie and Dean. So I'm like, okay, we're cutting corners here, or we're just taking the story elsewhere, doing our own little thing to it, which is so fine, because I feel like what the show did to the book was so fine, so warranted, so needed for that, 11-year elevation to what we had. So yeah, and then I finished Rider by Jessica Peterson. This is the 5th and final book in the Lucky River Ranch series. I cannot believe it took me nearly a month to pick this up and finish off the series, but I just didn't want to say goodbye to the Lucky River Ranch. I really didn't. But now I know that we have another book on the way, Cult. I'm excited. We're moving to another ranch, and that's fine. So we have Ryder and Billy. Billy is the wild child. She is trying to prove to everyone, mainly her family, that she's more than that. She wants more. She can do more. She belongs elsewhere than in an office at her family ranch. So she wanted to do barrel racing. She went for a barrel race and she fell off. And that's kind of when things shifted because Ryder just came in, swooped in, saved the day. Now these two, brother's best friend, okay? Ryder is Colt's best friend and Billy is the little sister to Colt, okay? So there's that dynamic going on. They have crushed on each other their whole lives. Like they grew up together and they've been crushing on each other's. So yeah, it's very much childhood best friends, two lovers eventually, a secret relationship happens. Yeah, Ryder is just this swoony, protective, be-all, end-all kind of guy. He had his trauma to kind of work through, and his family really helped with that. And I loved seeing everyone come back into the fold, particularly Duke. Oh, so good. And to see the family rejoin and recalibrate and rally behind him to go for Billy and to help him with it was so good. So when I hit that 50% mark and things really started to change and shift, I was in awe. So these books have no third act breakup either. I think the third act conflicts are so warranted and they're so important to kind of go through and read in all of these books. And this one in particular really sets up for Colt's book, being that it was a brother's best friend situation and how things were handled and dealt with and what went on. I felt it. I truly did. So this book is definitely a spicy book as well. I'm pretty sure there were spicy lessons in this too. Yeah, it was a great book. Like Duke and Sawyer are still my favorite books with Cash and Wyatt behind, but Ryder, it was still a beautiful conclusion to the series. It was still a story that we needed. After watching Ryder go through the last 4 books, we needed his happily ever after, and I am so happy with the way it unfolded and the way he showed up for Billy. I loved it. Now to end the month, I did my reread of Caught Up by Liz Tom-Forty. This is the 3rd book in the Windy City series. This book, it hit better the second time because I appreciated it for what it was. A year ago when I read this, maybe over a year ago, I didn't appreciate the single dad nanny trope like I do now. And I tabbed so much more in this. I even tabbed like Isaiah and Kennedy's parts in this as well, and some of Monty's parts. Oh, this was so good. This is a single dad ex-nanny. He is a professional baseballer, and Miller, she is a renowned pastry chef. She is also the coach's daughter, okay? She is home for the summer, just trying to draw up some inspiration, ends up babysitting Kai's little boy, Max, and going on the road with them, spending time with her dad as well, being close by. She really does find herself again, and it is a truly beautiful full circle moment with these two stories and these two worlds colliding and what it is. And, you know, you're not going to have a good day every day, but if you have someone to lean on to take on that extra 50% that you don't have for that day, they're more than happy to, or 60% or 70%, that they're there for you, that you can try and have a good day every day, but, you know, if you don't, you've always got someone there to lean on. I loved that so much. Oh, perfect. If you haven't read this book, if you haven't read this series, please pick it up. It is worth the hype. It is worth it. And I think it's getting a TV adaptation, and I really hope they do it justice, because these stories are so important. The men, the females, I'm in awe. In awe. God tier book, God tier series, love it. And then the last book I actually listened to, I got an advanced listening copy too, which I'm so bloody grateful for, because I love this author, and it is My Forever Girl by Laura Pavlov. So this is the next gen series that I was talking about. This is Cutler and Gracie's book, hence why I needed to read the Magnolia Falls book. I still need to go back and read Gracie's parents' story. I forgot what that series is called. But yeah, this was a childhood best friends, two lovers. They were roommates. They have spicy lessons in this. Oh, it comes out the 2nd of June, which I think is today when this goes live. So it's available now. It should be. So if it's not, go pre-order it, because it is so bloody good. I had a good fun time with this. Cutler is just everything that you want from an MMC, and seeing him grow up with his uncles and his dad and with Emerson, and then seeing him again when he was like, I think he was 6 in Magnolia Falls, and then he was 7 in the Rosewood River, and he was just talking about Gracie because they met when they were 5, and he has said since they were 5 years old that she is his forever girl. So it just kind of is a full circle moment for these two. I love and adore this so much. Oh, loved it. And I love the fact that Cutler just let Gracie go chase her dreams as well. Like, that was very much him. It's like, no, I'm in love with you, and I do love you, and I have been since we were kids, but I'm not going to be the one to stop you and not let you go and experience things for yourself and make the decisions yourself, which he went and let her do, and it was phenomenal. Everything I wanted and more. I was swooning with these two so much. The chemistry, oh, the tension, oh, the angst, loved it. So good. Highly recommend. So there you guys have it. Those were all the books that I read in May. Yes, I did a lot of Laura Pavlov, and I did a lot of series finish ups as well, but that's what I was just vibing. I definitely wanted to pick my own books in May, which is what I did. Whereas going into June, I'm back on my TBR jar game. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I was kind of like, I don't really want to pick any of these. I don't want to read anything. But no, I found a pretty good stack of books to read in June, which I'm excited for. I had a really good month last month. So yeah, if you have any book recommendations based on the books that I do read, please leave them in the comments below. I love recommendations and checking out other authors and series and adding them to my mental list that's never ending. But anyways, guys, if you got this far in the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you want more content. I will leave my social handles on the screen if you want to come and join the bookish chaos over there. But yeah, wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great day or night, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.